Hello, everyone. Christina here with your Divine Love reading for June 26th through the 2nd of July. Oh my gosh, I'm even looking at the same slide and I couldn't even read it to you. All right, we are going to get underway. Thanks so much for joining me. The solstice special is still going on until the end of the month, and really probably I'll do it to the end of this, like July 2nd, to the end of this reading. So, as you can see, or not see, I am not on screen this week, or on camera this week. Mostly, I've been just battling allergies, and I'm not camera ready, which is kind of ironic when you see what this week's cards are all about. Also, we're in the middle of a sun shower, and so if you can hear just chaos kind of in the background, just know that I think we might. Oh, it's hailing. Okay, great. So that's what all that is. Let's go ahead and get underway. Okay, we're gonna continue on. I tried to wait out this little storm as much as I could, but I just need to get underway. So now it is just raining, and maybe that will be a nice little background if you guys can hear it. Okay, so yeah, interesting little spread we have here. And actually, Bowie's gonna be in the center. He wanted to show up again, and we're actually gonna start with him. So you can see here's this. This is a photo of him from the Aladdin Sane tour, and what is so cool about this is this card in the center. This is like the running theme for this entire week, and I really feel like it's picking up the momentum from that illusion card that we had, and it is. And it's saying like, okay, get ready, because this is a week where. In this case, illusion, masks, all these masks are going to start coming off, or there's still a little bit of a struggle. Let me just kind of walk through. So here's, when you look at this, it's so interesting. If you ever have watched any biographies, or not biographies, like documentaries about Bowie, or his like interviews with him, he talks about how these early characters like Ziggy Stardust and who's the other one, the Thin White Duke, and like some of these early characters that he created, it was because he didn't feel very comfortable on stage. And I just think that's so interesting and funny, because it's like, here he is, this super icon. I mean, he wasn't yet, but like pretty soon, like after a while, he just sort of got comfortable with it and could be totally and completely himself and not be behind a character. So what's so ironic here in this photograph, though, is so he's got the face paint on, he's got the Ziggy paint on, and then he's just, wearing his manties. I mean, he's just like totally like exposed otherwise. And and so you can see this theme happen. So it's like his face has the mask, and then the rest of him is fully exposed, and not just exposed, but vulnerable, really vulnerable. And when you look over at the on the left side of the screen with these are the tarot cards. We've got the Emperor and the Five of Cups, and I feel like the face is the Emperor, and like the mask that people are wearing. And what's interesting, this spread this week, sorry, I didn't even explain to you what's going on here. In the spread this week, they didn't have me pull like one for each partner. Both partners are having very similar energy, and I think that's really cool, because you saw that start to happen last week as well, where the masculine feminine cards, even though both sides had both masculine and feminine, they told me to just take those cards out, because the masculine and feminine are basically finding balance and struggling in the exact same way for both partners. This week, they're telling me that we don't have to pull separate cards about the energies pulling on the partners, because all the same cards, it's like all the same energy. The partners really are in a great deal of sync this week. So it's cool. I mean, although it's not without trouble. So let's go ahead and so now that I've explained that to you, so the above board, like from the neck up, everybody's got this proud emperor. The emperor is very prideful and very egoic. And, and Bowie, the act of putting on face makeup and feeling like he needed to hide behind a character is a very egoic impulse. And so that's what's going on from the neck up. From the neck down, is this Five of Cups. So the ways that, when we're stripped of our masks, of our costumes and everything, the partners are feeling like both sides are really feeling like, oh man, like looking at the 3 spilled cups and not seeing the 2 that are still upright. That's the typical reading of this card. But what I'm really seeing is that, it's this not wanting to reveal or share with the other that there's a sadness and a disappointment about the way things have been going between you for a while. And I just think that's just such an extension of the energies that have been coming through in a lot of the readings the private readings that I've been doing. Like, a lot of people have very similar energies going on. So the collective obviously is working through something. But what I think is so interesting about it is that it feels like here are these 2 partners, these 2 people who are clearly connected energetically. There's all of this bonding, and neither of them seems to know it. That like they are both valued deeply by the other, and yet because of any number of circumstances, that piece is not being communicated. And I would say that for the most part, for this last few, however long, it'll be different time periods for different people. But for this last, for the last few months or so, the reason everybody's been wearing masks and not communicating because everyone's trying to put on this proud face. And what's interesting is so you can see this blue image down in the center. As I was pulling these cards and getting ready to kind of create this thing, I checked my messages on my phone, or I checked my Facebook, and this image came through in my feed. It was like the thing that was on the screen when I opened it. And so this is called Initiation, and it's by an artist called Lee Lawson. And I just thought, oh my goodness, how crazy is that this image is just staring at me while I'm already seeing this theme coming up in these cards. That's amazing. So I'll put a pin in that because I'm going to come back to it. They want me to actually go over to that perception card. That's the Gaia Oracle. And you can see it's perception beyond the veil of illusion. I feel like this week, for as long as people have been wearing these masks and being very proud and not talking to each other, or being really kind of crappy to each other because you're not going to get over on me, that's coming. I feel like that's coming to a close. It's wanting to anyway. The energy is really pushing people to just take the masks off. And I love this. She has she's got her third eye chakra is lit, her throat chakra is lit. And then there's that butterfly. I think it's a butterfly. It might be a moth. Just below, it's almost like her higher heart chakra, like the higher heart chakra. It's a little bit higher than where the higher heart would be, but it's still connected to that. I think it's just like a framing thing, but I love that this butterfly / moth is here because it's the transformation. Actually, it's really great, too, that we cannot tell necessarily if that is a butterfly or a moth, because here's why. Butterflies, I would say, embody a little bit more sun energy. Meanwhile, moths carry moon energy. And then what we have, she has her third eye chakra, which is definitely like a moon intuitive. It's that side. And then the throat, they're both lit yellow, golden, which is sun. That's solar plexus. So what's happening here in this perception card is that there's a transformation going on between the solar plexus, the higher heart, and if you don't already know, the higher heart is where we connect to forgiveness, divine, unconditional love. This is so it's like if our emotions and kind of 3D way of loving and, you know, family and all of that is held in our heart chakra, that would be the dark green chakra. The higher heart is the pink energy. Okay, so it's just above that, and it's about halfway between the heart chakra and the throat. And this is like that super high vibrational love where it's divinity expressing itself. So that's where you'll get, like I said, forgiveness is housed there. Unconditional love, divine love. It's great. And so there is a transformation going on. Sorry to come back to that thread. A transformation going on where the solar plexus is now engaged more fully, like it's reached the higher heart. And so there's a confidence there that it's like they're showing it to me like a discovery, which seems like a very strange way to talk about this with chakras. But yeah, it's like, so it's moved up to the higher heart chakra. It's finding its way to the throat. So it's like communication and feeling comfortable, okay? Like having confidence in being able to voice all of this stuff that's been housed in the heart, which has been unconditional love. It's starting like everybody is finally getting brave enough and courageous enough to do it. Same with that third eye. So it's also taking seriously the intuitive 5D transmissions kinds of things. Like, you know, so people have been having dreams, as we talked about. I mean, this has been happening for a while. So wild dreams or really vivid, you know, communicative and premonition dreams, all of those things, like people are I mean, on your side you probably are already being mindful of those, but it feels like the partners are starting to trust those a little bit more, or at least start to heed the messages that are contained in there. And all of that is starting to come together in that throat chakra. And I feel like I would not be shocked if a good portion of you continue to have communication with your partners this week. Or, if more of the group, how does this work? If there's a continuation of more people being added, that's what I'm trying to say. More people being added into the numbers of people who are coming back into communication with your counterparts. I hope that was I hope that was clear. Okay, so that's happening, which is cool and exciting. All right, and now I want to come back to that blue image, the initiation. And so because there is starting to be a little bit more confidence and movement toward, okay, I can trust my intuition, I can trust my dreams. I think it's probably also okay for me to be visible, like to be vulnerable the way David Bowie is up there in his postcard. And what I love about this, it's so beautiful. So here we are. We have the one figure who is, it's such an intimate and caring way to be vulnerable. I feel like this is a taking off of a mask. Okay, you can take off this mask and I can see you. And not only can I see you, I can see you close up, and they're practically embracing, and it's so tender. And I feel like this is the energy that is coming in this week. Okay, so it's the new moon solstice energy kind of kicked this off, and people are getting more comfortable with this idea of taking off masks. Okay. Now, over to that 10 of Wands. This is the energy that everyone's carrying around right now. So even though this is what's happening in the 5D, the 3D, they're showing me that 10 of Wands where people just kind of have a lot of stuff going on just in their lives. Like, and I really do mean like mundane, getting stuff done, laundry, cleaning. It's very mundane. And people are a little caught up in that stuff. So I wouldn't expect... it's weird. Like anything that's going to be a big grand gesture, I'm not sure if it'll happen necessarily this week, but everyone's getting real comfortable with the idea of it. which I think is, kind of the energetic groundwork that needs to get laid before we can, actually get really moving in the 3D. Okay. All right. Now, I'm saving that watermelon tourmaline for the last card. The Celtic tree oracle card for the week is the ash tree. I am so excited about this. So this was interesting. When I pulled this card, I asked, okay, what is the constant? For, what's the backbone of the reading for the of the energy this week? And so it's this ash tree. And if you are not familiar, the ash tree is basically, it's the tree of life. It is, I don't know how to pronounce it in Norse, in the Nordic, but oh gosh, please, why did I do this? Why did I walk into this? It's spelled Yggdrasil. I've never heard it pronounced. I've only seen it on paper. You'll have to forgive me. But basically it's the tree of life. And this is Odin. This is Odin's tree. This is, it's all of that big energy, that big Celtic energy. And well, I think it's interesting that it's because it's both it's a Celtic tree oracle, and then it brings in this whole Norse thing for no reason, no apparent reason. Sorry, I'm going to move over here and get my book real quick. Sorry about this. So yeah, it's really cool. I don't know. I moved my book before I sat down to do this. Okay. Here we go. All right. So what is really cool about this is that it is both it's this cosmic ash tree, and so it's in this Celtic oracle, but then it's also pointing over, like the first sentence in this little book. This is why I wanted to get the book. The first sentence in the book points directly to Norse mythology, and so and to Odin. And I know that somebody, you know who you are, was looking for a sign about this specifically. So here it is. And but what I love about this is the tree of life. This is like Akashic Records time. Okay, this is like everything is as it should be in the stories, in the story of your existence, in the whole thing. This is just one of the episodes in the entire book for you. Okay. The other thing that I want, this is why I got the book, and then I totally forgot about it and put it back. Okay, here's the piece. It says, since the ash itself carries keys, choosing this card is a key to a more universal comprehension of how all things are linked, everything being connected, earthly and spiritual, yourself and the cosmos, lowest and highest. And the reason why that is important, first of all, keys, lots of stuff is getting unlocked. Like, I don't even want to say this week. I want to say like for the next few weeks even, things are starting to get unlocked. Lots of stuckness stuff is getting unstuck. So that's exciting. But also it's these bigger understandings about the ways that we're connected. So that third eye chakra thing, but also the thymus, the higher heart chakra with that divine love is not just about the way it expresses itself in romantic bonds and romantic relationships. Divine love is the kind of love that transcends all of that. It is the love that is for humanity and for, all living creatures that are either on this planet or not with us, be even bigger than our own imaginations. That's the kind of big higher heart chakra energy stuff that's going on this week. And so the ash tree is absolutely here to tell you, like, look, right now it's like the ebbs and flows of just like energy. It is micro flows of energy, but the bigger picture, the steady state is this ash tree, the tree of life. and just for those of you who have been following on Instagram, Charlotte Johnson, my thieving squirrel, she lives in an ash tree that lives, that lives like right outside my door. And so this was really, I don't know why, this just felt really special this week to get this ash tree, because it just felt like, oh gosh, yes, that's my tree. That's the tree that, that's my neighbor. So, so it's like this reminder that, yeah, everything is as it should be. Everyone is where they should be. And we are all connected in ways that are, or we are coming into a much greater awareness. Like, even if you thought you were already aware, it's like your awareness is going to expand also this week. Okay, now here we are to the last card. It's this watermelon tourmaline. This is, again, another, and like the tree and the crystal cards are meant for exactly what that ash tree was talking about. Like, it's the spiritual and the earthly together, the 5D coming into material reality in the 3D. And on top of all of that, watermelon tourmaline is a crystal that is meant for, or that is associated with the higher heart chakra. This is all about divine love and forgiveness and twin souls. And it could not, and I swear to you, I didn't like go through the deck and pick it. It's the one that came out. And I'm like, whoa, wow, look at all of this. So this is beautiful. Also the pink and the green together, it's like, it's uniting the kind of the regular heart chakra. That's that dark green. That's our earthly 3D love, right? And then, and it's uniting it with the thymus, which is the pink, and the angelic, divine, cosmic love. And it's together in one crystal. And so I'm not sure if you can read the writing on it, so I'll read it to you. It says, "My heart is open to giving and receiving love. I transform the world around me by focusing on divine love." And on the back, here is the advice. "Open your heart to love, feel unconditional love and support, bridge the spiritual connection between heaven and earth, increase romance." Holy crap, you guys, I did not read the back of this until just this moment, and that's kind of incredible, because was I not just exactly saying that? Oh, wow, about the ash card. So this is another week where the cards are reinforcing messages and shouting at you. So if there's anything in you that is inclined to be like, well, I don't know, it's like, nope, they're speaking. How many cards are here? 8? Yeah, these 8 cards are speaking with a unified voice. It's time to take the masks off, because divine unconditional love sees through the mask anyway, and it's like oh gosh, and look, if you even look at this, I didn't even realize this as I set them out. I just put them where they feel like they go. So all of the struggle is all in black and white. So here's even David Bowie. David Bowie, while he's wearing his mask and also being totally vulnerable, is in black and white, along with these other cards that are about, I'm so prideful, I gotta put on this big, strong mask, but also I'm feeling totally vulnerable and sad and carrying too much stuff, okay? All of that is in black and white. And then all of the ways that when we start to embrace, oh, this is beautiful. When we start to embrace and bring into, on our own, like individuals, us engaging with this reading right now, on our own, bring what we know to be true in the 5D, in our intuition. Once we start acting on it as if it's already happening in 3D, then it all becomes in 3D. And look how beautiful it is. It is the unity of spirit and earth. It is it's unveiling. It is the embrace and tenderness that comes with true intimacy of taking off masks. And oh, you guys, this is so wonderful. I'm so excited for this. Oh, yeah. So if you have watermelon tourmaline, this would be a lovely week to, kind of have that around you, carry it in your pocket or something. And if not, well, then you can simply. This would also, I do feel like the energies of these crystals can, of really kind of anything, can work in a similar way. Even if you don't have watermelon tourmaline, it can be very pricey and hard to come by, and they're very, very small. You can find a beautiful image, like do a Google image search, find a beautiful one and put it like as the wallpaper or the lock screen on your cell phone, for a week or however long you feel like it wants to accompany you. Because we do engage with our phones so much more a lot of times. And sometimes it's like, oh, that moment of like, oh, that little reminder, like a little, what do you want to call it? Like a little spritz of energy. Having that watermelon tourmaline someplace visual that you would see it fairly often throughout the week or however long would be very helpful. Okay, so that concludes this odd and yet awesome reading for the week. I mean, I think the cards are awesome and the message that came through is awesome. I like that part. You can decide what you think about my delivery, and we will again. I will see you in a few days. There will be some additional videos coming out this week as we move into July. So thanks everybody. Oh, and Bowie messages, continue with those. He still wants to be talking to us. So, so pay attention to, and actually, if you want like really, really specific, they are saying just go like get on Spotify and do like put the Aladdin Sane album on random, and whatever song comes up is the one. That's Bowie's message for you this week. I like when he does that. that's a really fun. I just, okay, you know me. All right, you get the idea. So, and of course, some of you have already been letting me know, and I love the stories, and it's really cool and really powerful the ways that those are coming out. So, continue on. So much love to everybody, and I will see you again soon. Okay, bye-bye.